Chat going now and bring in Victoria's Shadow Police Minister Brad Batten. So Holly just referred to this, Brad, but just to confirm that the opposition will be supporting this.
Good morning, Peter. At first, we haven't actually seen the legislation as yet. We're very supportive of legislation around Paul Denyer, and I noticed the Attorney-General then said that Paul Denyer must be named in this legislation. We put forward legislation in June which named Paul Denyer, and the government jumped up and down and said that there will be a legal minefield on this and that it couldn't happen. Our support for making sure Paul Denyer remains behind bars has always been there, and it's not about him, it's actually about the families of Natalie, Elizabeth and Debbie, who have contacted us in the past, and we have campaigned so hard to make sure that we could keep Paul Denyer behind. Petitions have been signed, community support, those out in Frankston, and David Limbrick of the Libertarians, who's also joined us to make sure that we could get this legislation through. As soon as we see it, we'll make sure that we get that part of it through as a priority.
Are you expecting any problems with it, Brad? The bill, aside from Paul Denyer?
No, I'm not expecting any problems with it, but I have a problem with the Labor government who haven't consulted with us when we promised we were going to be. And I'm not sure on how much consultation has been done with the family or with David Limbrick in relation to this. But our whole goal hasn't been about the politics in here. It's actually been about ensuring community safety and ensuring that the voice of that family or those families are heard. They are the most important part of this legislation. So we want to take all politics out of it. I'll meet up with the ministers next week to make sure that we can go through everything in fine detail. But our number one priority is ensuring that the community is safe by ensuring the parole board has the powers to stop people like Paul Denyer getting out ever, and others in those positions having a longer term where they can't apply and put more pressure on families out in the community.
OK, still on the topic of community safety, Brad, the Deputy Commissioner Neil Patterson claiming yesterday that protesters can't actually be stopped from unfurling hateful banners and performing anti-Semitic rallying cries. It's in response to protests. I mean, are the rules not strong enough? What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, we would say, first of all, the rules aren't strong enough. We've seen this here in the state for a long period of time. We used to have move-on laws, which gave police powers in position where they thought there was going to be unrest around these particularly hate speeches that are happening at the moment with what's happening overseas, which we don't want to see on our Melbourne streets. Police used to have the powers to move on. And we'd say to the government, quite simply, if you want to give the police the powers, and I'm sure Mr Patterson will agree with this, give them the move-on powers that they need to ensure they can keep our community safer. And we don't need to see on the streets the current protests we're seeing. A Liberal and National government have done that in the past, and I'm sure we'd do it again in the future. At the end of the day, we want the streets safe for everyone, not just a minority group who want to go out there with hate speech against others.
OK, Brad Batten, thank you.